If you are just joining us, we're staying on top of a developing story tonight. Bronny James, son of NBA superstar LeBron James, suffered a cardiac arrest yesterday while working out at USC.
More than 350,000 people have an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest in the U.S. every year. And joining us now to speak about this very important issue is Sharp Memorial Hospital cardiologist Dr. Arvind Narula. Dr. Narula, thank you for being here. First question right out of the gate, what are the signs of cardiac arrest?
So cardiac arrest, actually the historic term was sudden cardiac death. It happens all of a sudden. So what ends up happening, and the way you can kind of tell, from somebody who just passes out, is what I look for is somebody who can't brace themselves from a fall. If you look at Damar Hamlin's tape, everyone's kind of seen that on football. He hit the deck, right? So when somebody hits the deck, they can't brace themselves from a fall. That's more likely sudden, cardiac arrest or cardiac death because, they have a lack of blood flow to their brain. That's kind of what separates just passing out from sudden cardiac death. So a lot of times when we see people, they may be on a basketball court or something, they boom, hit the deck all of a sudden and they can't brace themselves.
And talk about the clock, because it starts ticking from the moment that person hits the ground, because very few people survive this actually. So what do you have to do right away?
So the reason this happens is basically your heart goes into an arrhythmia, a really rapid arrhythmia. Basically the heart doesn't fill enough to perfuse the brain. So you have no blood flow to your brain. So if somebody has cardiac arrest, there's no blood flow to the brain. So the key thing you have to do is do CPR right away. That is the #1 thing you can do to really help keep somebody alive.
And without that blood flow, I'm assuming that brain damage is a big issue.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important, CPR right away, and then kind of the other life support measures.
Let's talk about some of the groups that are really at the biggest risk for having cardiac arrest.
So the biggest group, again, we see this in athletes, but the highest risk group is a very sick person, somebody with a lot of medical problems, diabetes, coronary artery disease, heart attacks, congestive heart failure. Those are the ones who actually, are more at risk for cardiac arrest, but we see this in younger populations too. We see it in high school kids, right? The risk of high school students and athletes is about 1 in 50,000. It's actually more common in certain groups like basketball players too. That number kind of goes about 1 in 15,000 actually, the risk of cardiac arrest in that group of people.
And it's called sudden cardiac arrest because it does come on suddenly, but there are symptoms or warning signs. What are those that we might be able to recognize?
So the biggest thing is actually like a good history, a family history of this. If somebody had a family history of somebody passing away at a young age, earlier than expected, somebody who has played sports before and they're passing out regularly, or they're passing out, when they're participating in, athletic activity, that's at,
and
that
how do you
puts
know it's
people
not just a dizzy spell? And
well, again, look for those signs. That hitting the deck is a really concerning sign, right? Somebody who can't brace themselves from a fall.
Yeah,
that's kind of what separates.
And here we go again. So, you're shouting or you're shaking them, they're not responding at all, they have no pulse, they're not even gasping for air at this point. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. So there's no blood flow to the brain, all the, nothing's going on, so CPR right away.
So then what do you suggest for prevention? Because especially with these young student athletes, I mean, as a mother who, I put my kids through the Eric Paredes Save a Life Foundation, those cardiac tests that they do, they screen teens. Is that the only way in getting I can't think of it, not a defibrillator, but what is the EKG done?
We can do an EKG, yeah. So there are screening programs in town where we can screen, athletes, especially early on. You get an EKG, and that may identify certain risk factors, which may lead to additional testing if necessary. And then I think it's a case-by-case basis to see if the student athlete should participate in athletics from that point. But you may actually find, certain genetic conditions which put people at risk for sudden cardiac arrest.
Yeah, it really is worth checking out. I say it saves a broken heart, that's for sure, to find out. Well, thank you, Dr. Narula, for laying out some of the symptoms and signs, and certainly hopefully people will take advantage of the information. We have a lot on our website for you. You can go to fox5sandiego.com and just go through all the different symptoms and prevention.
And one final thing, I think if all your viewers can learn CPR, could potentially save a life. So I can't emphasize that enough, how important early CPR is to potentially help somebody with this condition.
All right, doctor,
Noted.
thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for being here again. Great advice.